Feels like these dark and deceptive internal energies want to be expressed outward. Queen of Earth also talks about integration. They're working to integrate, to stabilize. Queen of Earth is giving like material foundation. They want to become a part of your material foundation, your earthly foundation. They want to be a part of your outward expression. These dark and deceptive energies. We have activation, soul integration. Yeah, they want to integrate, lock in. This card talks about taming your lower nature so that you can move in harmony with it, move gracefully with it. This is like integration, but it's like having the courage to do this, right? Having the courage to face this aspect of yourself. Knock him out of that chair, right? Because he feels like, yeah, like this is my realm, this is my power, I control these lands, but it's your power. We've got the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Cups talks about rediscovered willpower, right? So once you neutralize whatever this is, right? It has to be neutralized, purified. Once you do that, it's going to take courage and strength. It's not easy, but you have assistance here with this guardian angel, spiritual assistance. But once you neutralize this dark and deceptive energy, Nine of Cups, your clarity, your hope, your enthusiasm, all of your willpower, which is this animal energy, right? Your power, your courage, your fearlessness, those energies are going to return to you. Maybe this energy is going to present itself at the full moon, with the full moon, and then bam, you have an opportunity to address it, alchemize it, purify it, or just like put it in its place. When this energy comes up and it's just allowed to express itself freely outward, then it feels like it's the ruler, right? It can do what it wants. There's an opportunity for maturity, growth, and evolution, and you take the reins of this opportunity by saying no, right? I'm not going to express that way. And you guide your expression into a higher dimension, or you guide the energy into a higher expression. Hello and welcome in, everyone. Happy Sunday. My name is Brianna, and this is going to be another general collective tarot card reading. I'm going to check in on the collective's current energy. I'm going to check and see what energies are moving towards the collective. I'm going to check in on any potential challenges and liabilities that the collective may currently be facing. I'm going to ask for advice, and then we're going to check in on the highest potential outcome if the collective follows the advice. Remember that this is a general message, so it may or may not resonate for you, so use your discernment, okay? So we have a full moon in Aries tomorrow, you guys. I talked a lot about the energy of the full moon in Aries in my last cosmic energy report. The full moon in Aries is feeling like a breakthrough energy, but it's going to be an internal breakthrough, right? Because we're working with the moon here. It feels like a breakthrough of a new, more purified, refined self. So maybe in this reading, this tarot card reading, we'll get some messages that are related to the full moon. Maybe not. We'll see. I'm going to start here with this deck. I feel like I'm just going to do a few cards with this deck just to see if we can get like an overall energy, and then we'll move into like the collective's energy, the challenges and obstacles, and yada yada yada. Spirit, show me 3 cards. What is the overall energy? What are we working with here? We've got the animal. The animal talks about our primal nature, our primal instincts. It's that vital life force energy, but it's giving Aries energy. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's fire, right? First fire, pure life force energy. The animal talks about like courage, power, direction, fearlessness. So like the power to break through. And then we have the gem, inner treasure, and then the vision. Gem talks about a diamond in the rough, right? Something unique, irreplaceable, valuable, and precious, hidden in the rough. This could be like your fire energy, right? Your power, your direction, your fearlessness, your Aries energy is this diamond in the rough, right? This gem. And then we've got the vision, which talks about your soul's highest aspirations, your dream, right? Okay, so we're going to put these cards up here and then we're going to move on to asking more specific questions. We've got the castle at the bottom of the deck. The castle talks about an alignment check, evaluation, internal evaluation, making sure that your outward expression, your outward pursuits are aligned with a higher purpose or a deeper purpose, right? This card always gives me like, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Making sure that you're not selling yourself short for shiny material things, or making sure that you're not abandoning your vision for shiny material things, making sure that you're not abandoning yourself. I feel like this is connected to what's going on with the full moon in Aries. The animal is giving breakthrough, breaking through, the courage, the power, the force, the life force energy to either break through or to uncover, reveal, uncover, or reveal this gem, this inner treasure, which is you. I feel like this inner gem is your authenticity or your pure expression with Aries. Okay. All right, Spirit, show me the collective's current energy. All right, show me the collective's current energy, please. We've got the realm of dreams. The realm of dreams. This could be like illusion, delusion, confusion. I'm getting like desert, mirage. Is it real or is it not? Initiation and stagnation. Is it real or is it not? Should I initiate this? Should I take this leap? Should I move forward in this direction or not? The Fool is also Aries energy. The Fool talks about initiating something new. In this deck, the Fool is initiating a new spiritual journey, right? Going on a new spiritual adventure or beginning a new manifestation cycle. But then we have stagnation, so it's like hesitance because of illusion, confusion, delusion. Let's get one more for the realm of dreams. Okay. Oh, okay, so we have the Empress and the Labyrinth. The Empress card came out in the last Cosmic Energy Report, and she was talking about following your heart to reach your soul's desires. Following your heart is the compass, right? So following your divine feminine energy to reach some sort of soul fulfillment. But we've got crossroads and prison here. Come on, guys. Guys. And then we've got the labyrinth, right? A labyrinth is a complication, a complicated experience, a complicated situation, something that's multi-layered and difficult to navigate. So the realm of dreams, illusion, delusion, confusion about following your heart. I did see choice point, right? A crossroads. We've got prison, restrictions and limitations, and then we have the black sheep, and then we have sorrow and disappointment behind that. Okay. Let's move on. So in the last two energy reports that I've done, it seems like the first one, the collective's energy was completely cloaked and veiled by the moon, by those subconscious emotional energies that act as liabilities, right? So the collective's frequency, the collective was cloaked, veiled by the moon. Spirit, the universe, was having a hard time identifying the collective, right? If spirit wants to deliver you something, and it identifies you by your frequency, your authentic frequency, like the purity of your frequency is like your energetic signature. That's where all of your mail gets delivered, right? But if it's cloaked, diamond in the rough, right, then spirit, the universe, can't find you. So in the first reading, the collective's energy was completely cloaked by those subconscious black sheep energies, the Five of Cups energies. But in the second reading, it was like the collective had ascended a bit, right? And now the universe was beginning to like connect, trying to initiate some sort of connection with the collective. So I feel like there's like a progression and ascension in all of these readings, but we're not there yet, right? Because there's still some illusion, delusion, confusion here about a pathway, about your pathway. Okay, what energy is coming towards the collective? What energy is moving towards the collective? Okay. Awareness is key, right? It's better to be aware of what's coming towards us than to be unaware and just like completely caught off guard. We've got the Wicked Warlock here. The Wicked Warlock is a very dark and deceptive energy. This could be internal or external, right? This could be an external projection, or it could be internal energies rising up from the subconscious. I saw this card this morning while I was in the shower. This card just kind of like popped up, and he was like very proud. Like he felt like he was like in control, like the ruler of someone's subconscious. Like, I rule this realm, but you don't, he doesn't. This card also came out in the last reading. So this dark and deceptive, or these dark and deceptive subconscious energies, they're very tricky and sneaky and underhanded. This is the energy coming towards the collective. We've got unplug and shield, spiritual protection. I feel like these might be internal energies rising up from the subconscious, trying to assert their dominance over you. Like I said, this energy, this entity, or your it feels like, or is very like proud to be in control of your subconscious energies, right? Feels like it's the ruler of your subconscious realm. What about the Wicked Warlock? Dark and deceptive. We've got development, material investment, and the Queen of Earth. What? Okay, development is like collaboration, right? Working together to create something, to manifest something. So these energies want to work with you to create something. Queen of Earth, Queen of Pentacles. It feels like these dark and deceptive internal energies want to be expressed outward. The Queen of Earth also talks about integration. So maybe they're working to integrate, to stabilize. Queen of Earth is giving like material foundation. So they want to become a part of your material foundation, your earthly foundation. The way you show up, they want to be a part of your outward expression. These dark and deceptive energies. We have activation, soul integration. Yeah, they want to integrate. Lock in. They want to lock in. What the hell? This Wicked Warlock is like taunting. He's like, yeah, this is my realm. I rule these parts, right? I rule here. But it's a lie. It's an illusion. let me see something. Can you tell me more about this wicked warlock energy, these dark and deceptive subconscious energies? Black Moon Lilith. Repressed. Fuck. Okay, so the Black Moon Lilith is repressed repressed desires, hidden power, rebellion. Okay, the dark side of the self that gets repressed due to fear. Okay, so oh my goodness, the cards are gonna fall. We've got the moon in Aquarius, the Seven of Swords. This energy came out in the last Cosmic Energy Report. I talked a lot about it in detail. So, what I'm getting with this wicked warlock energy, right, is Black Moon Lilith talks about our deepest desires, our passions, our energy, our power that gets suppressed, right? We push it away. But Black Moon Lilith also talks about liberation and freedom and individuality. So I feel like these dark and deceptive energies, we did see the Empress, right? Following your heart towards wish fulfillment, or following your heart towards your soul's desires. Maybe those desires are suppressed, repressed, hidden. I feel like this is like suppressed power, your gem, right? Yes, the animal, power, courage, it's suppressed. This warlock is holding on to your power in the depths of your subconscious. How do we get it back? How do we reclaim it? Black Moon Lilith talks about freedom from oppression and saying no, even if it costs you everything, right? When we think about Lilith, she was Adam's first wife, right? Adam and Eve. She lived with Adam in the Garden of Eden. But she felt like things weren't equal. She felt like things weren't balanced there, right? Adam wanted to he wanted to lead, be the leader, but Lilith felt like God made them equal, so they should lead together. And Lilith, she refused. She was like, okay, if it can't be fair, I'm not going to do this anymore. And she left. She went out to do her own thing, right? She was punished for it. But she gave up everything, right? She said no to everything. The castle, the shiny things, the shiny Garden of Eden. She said no. It cost her everything. So Lilith talks about like dismantling oppressive systems of control and power. But I feel like this oppressive system is within you. This warlock energy, this dark and deceptive energy is holding on to your power, your animal, your life force energy. Okay. What's the challenge? What's the biggest challenge here for the collective? We've got guardian angel and courage. Guardian angel talks about receiving advice, communication, wisdom from, it could be from your higher self, it could be from your guides, it could be from someone personified, right? Like an earth angel personified, delivering you some sort of communication that's going to help you get through or navigate this forest, navigate the labyrinth. And then we have courage. This card talks about taming your lower nature so that your lower nature doesn't run all over you, right? Or control you. Taming your lower nature so that you can move in harmony with it, move gracefully with it. This is like integration, but it's like having the courage to do this, right? Having the courage to face this aspect of yourself. Knock him out of that chair, right? Because he feels like, yeah, like this is my realm, this is my power, I control these lands, but it's your power. I'm getting like emperor energy. The emperor is in control of every dimension, every aspect of himself. So we're challenged by courage, strength, inner courage, inner strength, and guidance. What's the advice, Spirit? The advice is death, process of purification. So, death is a card that's connected to Scorpio, and Scorpio is connected to Pluto. Pluto is connected to the underworld, but when we're incarnated, the underworld is going to be our subconscious, right? So the underworld, where your lower dimensional realm, right, is where this wicked warlock has taken up the throne, right? Let's think about our internal realm for a minute. There are multiple dimensions, right? Lower dimensions and higher dimensions. Lower dimensions are going to be like our root chakra energies, our base, our foundation, and then the higher dimensions are going to be like the crown chakra, divinity, and higher wisdom. So in these lower dimensions, that's where all like the muck is, right? Our fears, our insecurities, our energies that get suppressed, even our desires, right? If we feel like we can't have something that our soul desires, we just push it away. We push it into lower dimensions, right? So the advice is to purify. How do we do that? How does the collective do that? How can the collective best purify their subconscious energies? Okay, so we've got applying combust. Applying combust is when you're like flying too close to the sun and you feel like scorched or burned by the sun, weakened by the sun. Applying combust talks about diminished power, feeling overshadowed by dominance, hidden expression, lost clarity, and strength. And then we have 1010, karmic closure, dharmic beginning. So this could either be like going into getting closer to what's burning you, what's weakening you, what's diminishing your power, which I feel like is this energy that has taken up the throne in your subconscious realm, getting close to it so that you can put an end to it, karmic closure. If this is external, right, it's like confronting someone who wants to dominate or tries to dominate, overshadow, confronting someone or something, right? It could be a person, it could be a group. I just watched like a very small snippet of a video where someone who was in like one of these, I forget the name of the group, but it's like one of these like streaming groups, right? He was a streamer, but it's like a group of them. And he said that he left the group, and he said that it had a lot to do with like God and him in his higher self, right? So leaving that group or confronting that group, putting an end to feeling like diminished, overshadowed, or weakened is how he broke a karmic cycle or moved away from a karmic cycle. So this could be like confronting someone, making a choice to walk away in something. If this is internal, it's like confronting the aspects of yourself that want to dominate and control you. We've got the 9 of Cups here. The 9 of Cups talks about rediscovered willpower, right? So once you neutralize whatever this is, right? It has to be neutralized, purified. Once you do that, it's going to take courage and strength. It's not easy, but you have assistance here with this guardian angel, spiritual assistance. This could be an actual person, right? But once you neutralize this dark and deceptive energy, then 9 of Cups, your clarity, your hope, your enthusiasm, all of your willpower, which is this animal energy, right? Your power, your courage, your fearlessness, those energies are going to return to you. Good luck, happiness, care, compassion, spirituality, and love. Emotional stability after excess and barrenness. So the advice is purification. I'm seeing light shield again, spiritual protection, and ebb and flow, material change. I see the pits here as well. So there's going to be some sort of change, right? Material change in your experience, maybe going from feeling applying combust, like burned, friction, heat, tension. I've seen, this is the second time that light shield has come out, spiritual protection. So I feel like you have protection as you do this work, if you choose to do this work, right? Okay, tell me about the overall outcome if the collective decides to take this advice of purification. What's the highest potential outcome? We've got authenticity, original frequency. I'm also seeing the scales, karmic adjustment, and lost soul, earthbound. So it's like if you were lost before, then there's going to be an adjustment. Lost soul talks about like being led astray or being bound to something, like not being able to ascend into higher dimensional experiences because your energy is tethered to a lower dimensional experience, which is this wicked warlock. I feel like this energy wants to keep your energy tethered. It wants to integrate. Keep your energy tethered, because when your energy is tethered, it's in control, it rules, right? So, taking this advice of purification is gonna uncover your authenticity, your original frequency. With this energy, with this frequency, you can manifest and move through the simulation more freely, right? Let's go here. See if we can get any more advice or any more messages. We've got holes here. Holes like the movie Holes, which talks about like fate and destiny, being in the right place at the right time, alignment. Talks about like overcoming challenges and adversity, solving the riddle, and breaking the curse. When you break the curse, you unlock your divine inheritance, right? In the movie Holes, when the curse was broken, the rain finally returned, right? The water returned. So overcoming adversity, solving the riddle to break the curse, it's going to unlock your divine inheritance. Your authenticity, right? Your original frequency is like the mailbox that your divine inheritance is delivered to. If this frequency is cloaked by these dark and deceptive energies, then your divine inheritance cannot find you. The gem, a diamond in the rough. A diamond in the rough. Okay, tell me something, Spirit. Give me something. We've got ego death. Ego death talks about like an aspect of our identity. Purifying an aspect of our identity. Maybe that's this wicked warlock energy, this dark and deceptive subconscious energy that likes to express through you. Nothing is ever as it seems. Nothing is ever as it seems. I want to know more about this wicked warlock. Can we know more about the wicked warlock? We've got incoming, and already set in motion. Incoming, already set in motion. Tell me more about the wicked warlock. Nothing is ever as it seems. We've got acceptance, willingness. What does that mean? Birthing, patience. Nothing is ever as it seems. Acceptance, willingness, birthing, patience. Nothing is ever as it seems. What does that mean? Blind faith. Incoming. What the hell is incoming? What is this? Acceptance, willingness could be like accepting the challenge, being willing to face this aspect of yourself, to give birth to a new and more refined version of you. There could be an opportunity to do this incoming. Nothing is ever as it seems could be like, it may seem difficult or uncomfortable, or like it may be uncomfortable, but it's like for a higher purpose. It's going to reveal and illuminate something, or something will be revealed and illuminated to you during this process. Occupation. Birds. Yeah. The birds talks about like co-creation. Working together to build a foundation, working together to build a nest. The birds also talks about like a flutter of energy, a flutter of chaotic energy incoming. I feel like there may be an opportunity for you to address this aspect of yourself incoming. An opportunity for you to work on this aspect of yourself, occupation. So, when this opportunity presents itself, I feel like this energy, right? This wicked warlock energy is gonna, maybe at the full moon, right? Because the full moon is like, it's like the peak of an emotional cycle. So it's when our emotions are full. So maybe this energy is going to present itself at the full moon, with the full moon, and then bam, you have an opportunity to like address it, alchemize it, purify it, or just like put it in its place. And I feel like you do that by not letting it express outwardly through you. When this energy comes up, and it's just allowed to express itself freely outward, then it feels like it's the ruler, right? It can do what it wants, but that's not true, right? That's an illusion. It can't do what it wants. Not when you are in the seat, in the driver's seat, on your throne, right? When this energy comes up, you can observe it and then just say, no, I'm not going to express that way, right? Because you are the driver, you're the ruler, you're the king, you're the queen. Anything else we need to know? Well, we've got Poseidon here, god of the sea, storms, and earthquake. Poseidon is like an evolved divine masculine energy. I'm not getting that really. What I'm getting is like evolved emotional stability. Poseidon, in some of his lower expressions, is very like chaotic. He's the god of the sea, right? So he causes like sea storms with his emotions, but when he is mature, it's like evolved emotional energy. So I'm feeling like when this opportunity presents itself, right? This opportunity, which is going to be, I feel like at the full moon, this wicked warlock energy is going to come up to the surface and attempt to be expressed, maybe in some wild emotional outbursts, right? Some stormy emotional outbursts, some emotional outbursts that's going to cause an earthquake. There's an opportunity for maturity, growth, and evolution, and you take the reins of this opportunity by saying no, right? I'm not going to express that way. And you guide your expression into a higher dimension, or you guide the energy into a higher expression. We've got ritual. This card keeps coming out. This card loves to come out. Practice regularly until results are formed, integrated, and manifested. And then we have work, business, career opportunity, investment, material gain, and mutual benefit. I feel like that's what this is here. The birds. I feel like this opportunity, the opportunity to get this right, to mature and integrate an aspect of yourself, is going to keep coming around, practiced regularly until results are formed and integrated and manifested. This opportunity to work on this aspect of yourself is going to keep coming around until it's finally integrated. I feel like the next opportunity, nothing is ever as it seems, right? So it may not feel like an opportunity. It may feel like a crazy emotional outburst, but within the chaos, right? Within the rough, there's a gem, there's a diamond in the rough. The diamond is the opportunity to guide your emotional energies into a higher, more mature, more evolved expression, because this energy here is very smug. It's very smug. So we had Poseidon. Okay, let's do one more. Let's try to incorporate these cards as well. I see sneak deal at the bottom of the deck. Look. Sneak deal, unconscious, subconscious consent. That's what this energy is hoping for, right? Your unconscious consent. It says, be mindful of what you agree to allow and accept. Shadow contract, entrapment. Entrapment is giving that lost soul energy. Here it is. Entrapment, sneak deal. A deal that keeps you bound, but it's a sneak deal because it's unconscious, subconscious consent. So what that means is that if these energies like come up from the subconscious and they're allowed to express through the regular pathway that they normally express through, right? That's you giving your subconscious consent. If you just go with that, that's you giving your subconscious consent. But when these energies come up, if you say, no more, I'm not going to go with that flow of energy, then that's you taking the reins, or like sitting on your throne. We've got words or spells. Words are spells. Words are spells. So maybe be mindful of what you're speaking, the words that you're speaking. Let's do one more of these. Nothing is ever as it seems. That's the third time. We've got admiration, honor, and respect. Admiration, honor, and respect. Honor and respect, self-respect. Self-respect, honoring yourself. Okay, let's do some of these cards. Any messages from this deck, Spirit? What do we have? We've got the Magician. The Magician talks about alchemy. Alchemy, alchemy. Alright, the Magician talks about internal alchemy. As within, so without. So it's like becoming a clear channel, purifying your subconscious energies and becoming a clear channel for big energies to be expressed through you, and creating tangible results, right? Manifestations. I feel like this card, this Magician card, is connected to this authenticity card. When your frequency is pure, you guys, when your frequency is pure, I read something on Twitter the other day that said authenticity is the highest, most potent frequency, and I agree with that, because when you clear out these liabilities, right? The liabilities within your subconscious, maybe these energies might getting like they might be wanting you to sell yourself short in some kind of way, right? For shiny things, material gain. So it feels like responsibility. If spirit knows that you won't be responsible with the big energies that they're wanting to send you, then they won't send them, right? When you are in this like purified and authentic state, frequency, then you get more energy to manifest with in the game, because spirit knows that you can be trusted with the energy, and that you won't use the energy for like selfish reasons, superficial reasons, real versus fake. This energy is giving like, yeah, it's just like selling yourself short, like doing things to impress other people. Or like, I've got the biggest castle. No, I've got the biggest castle, right? So that makes me the king. Anything else, Spirit? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune talks about a new cycle, right? It's like karmic change, karmic cause and effect. The Wheel of Fortune. What about the Wheel of Fortune? Maybe some alchemy, right? Some internal alchemy is going to create a change. A material change. We've got the Rabbit and the Fox, which talks about sacrifice, right? Self-sacrifice. Then we've got Death Mother at the bottom of the deck. Death Mother she talks about like being bound to the shadows. What's this energy? Being bound to the shadows, or an aspect of yourself that binds you, ties you to the shadows. Rabbit and Fox talks about sacrifice, making a sacrifice. A sacrifice for the highest good. It's like a material sacrifice, offering something up. But whatever is offered up, it serves a purpose. Like, this card talks about the fox sacrificing itself for its companion so that she can eat and thrive and survive. So whatever is sacrifice, nothing is ever as it seems. Whatever is sacrifice, it's going to serve a higher purpose. Look at this. There's the Emperor right here. So we've got Death Mother and the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is the pits. It's an uncomfortable experience that contains a lot of fighting, conflict, and friction. But the fighting, conflict, and friction is what pushes you to evolve, right? Evolve into the Emperor. The Emperor. And the Emperor is the true ruler, right? Not the sneaky subconscious energies that these energies are like cowardice, right? They like to hide in the shadows and pretend like they are in control. Like play pretend. They like to play the Emperor, but it's all an illusion. It's deception. So this is like taking your throne. We've got the path of spiritual evolution. It's like carving out a new path for your emotional energies to be expressed, right? This could also be the path that these dark and deceptive subconscious energies are used to taking, right? It's a well carved out path. These energies hope that you don't notice, right? Or they hope that you just continue to go with it, right? But this could also be like carving out a new path for a higher expression, a higher emotional expression. And it's going to take like repetition in order for this higher emotional expression to become fully integrated, right? Cosmic doubt. Unclear. Cosmic doubt. It says, stop chomping at the wrong bit. The cosmic well has gifts etched only in your name if you will just unlock it. Stop chomping at the wrong bit. The cosmic well has gifts etched in your name if you will just unlock it. Stop chomping at the wrong bit. That's this energy. The cosmic well has gifts in your name, gifts etched in your name. That's this divine inheritance, that holes energy that came up. If you will just unlock it, and you unlock it by unlocking your original frequency, right? That card belongs to a different deck, but there was a message there. Let's get the overall energy. Let's get the overall message here, Spirit. Fear. Fear. Fear, number 5. Yeah, I feel like it's about facing your fear. We did see courage, right? Facing your fear. This energy, this wicked warlock energy feels like it's the king of the castle. And maybe you are afraid to face it, to get close to it, to acknowledge it. But once you acknowledge it and you say no, then it's like when you shine a flashlight in the darkness flees, right? That's why I say that this energy is cowardice, because it can only work in the shadows, beneath the surface of your awareness, or just out of your awareness. But once you put your awareness on it, it's like it runs away. It doesn't want to be seen. So don't be afraid of addressing this energy, because this energy relies on you being afraid of it, right? It's an illusion, it's a delusion, it's just deception. I feel like facing this energy, like that first initial face off, it is going to take like this animal energy, like power and courage. It is going to take courage, but you have support. Call on the support of your ancestors. They will fill you up with their courage, and you'll become like a freaking Wolverine when it comes to facing this energy, and this energy will back off, right? But it's going to take like that initial fire, that Aries energy, that initial like power to like break through and face this fear. But once it's done, right? And then it'll gradually become easier. We have destiny at the bottom of the deck. Destiny is the path, right? The path to soul evolution, the path to fulfillment, the path to higher dimensional expressions or experiences, higher chakra experiences. Destiny talks about co-creating your destiny with spirit, the spinner of fate, right? Your choices are creating your destiny. Your current choices are creating your future. Okay, let's get some like final advice and then we'll get out of here, you guys. What's like the final advice for the collective? I hope this message reaches whoever it's meant to reach. Final advice. We've got patience. Okay. And flowering. Okay. Whoops. Patience talks about, yes, being patient, but it also talks about growing step by step, gradually, right? Day by day, taking things one day at a time. It also talks about working with the moon cycles. And before this card flew out, I was thinking about like my next cosmic energy report, and if it's going to have any advice for this collective. In the cosmic energy reports, we work with the moon cycles, right? We work with the moon cycles. The moon represents our subconscious, right? Our emotional subconscious, or the lower dimension of our internal realm, those hidden lower dimensions. So we work with the moon cycles to step by step or cycle by cycle overcome the internal liabilities that prevent us from reaching our goal, integrating our manifestations, or unlocking our inheritance, right? Whatever you want to call it, right? It's going to be different for everyone, but we work with the moon cycles to navigate the moon, navigate the subconscious. So this card talks about like working with the moon cycles, or growing, ascending, evolving through each moon cycle, and having the patience to do it. I feel like something is blossoming, and I feel like this something is you, right? You are blossoming, you're flowering, you're opening up. These can be like your chakras, like your chakra systems are blossoming and opening up. We've got guidance here. I love this card because it's like an angel, right? An angel and a person. The angel is like pulling this person in an opposite direction, but she's still like looking back, like what about these things? But the angel's like, nope, we're going this way, we're going towards this, right? We're moving towards your blossoming, your flowering, so don't worry about the past. The last card is the Ten of Rainbows. We are the world, which talks about completion, right? Completion and ascension. Finally completing a cycle. Connecting all the dots. Receiving the rewards, the integrations, the results of your efforts, and then beginning a new cycle, right? It's like ascending one cycle at a time. I feel like the challenge here, the major challenge here, or the takeaway from all of this, the lesson, the opportunity is this energy right here. You want to put this energy in check, because right now this energy feels like it's the boss, it's the ruler, it's the Lord, it's the emperor, but it's not. So I'll be back here on Wednesday with another cosmic energy report. There might be more details, more specific details about what's going on with the moon cycle at that current time, and opportunities, like hidden opportunities, hidden energies that we can work with to overcome internal liabilities, right? So I'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for being here, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.